Meet Manuel and Aria, two lab techs with different approaches to next-generation sequencing sample prep, manual versus automated. Today we're putting their approaches to the test to see who is using their time most efficiently. With the score at 0-0, it's the beginning of another busy week. And both start in a similar fashion, sorting, labeling, and aliquoting samples that need exome sequencing this week. With that administrative task out of the way, these samples are ready to go into library preparation. And so far, there are no differences between the two labs. As Monday comes to a close, Manuel is finalizing his workflow parameters and preparing his sample tracking sheet, while Aria loads her first library prep run on the AVENIO Edge System. While she's away, her samples will become barcoded libraries, while Manuel's lab work comes to a halt. The next morning, Aria returns to find the AVENIO Edge has finished processing her first 48 samples. She is strategically prioritizing library prep to later multiplex and run a high-throughput target enrichment run. Manuel, on the other hand, continues his slow, monotonous manual method of pipetting and loading samples little by little, missing out on important things throughout his day, like catching up on email and proper break times. That's another 48 libraries for Aria, a total of 96 to Manuel's 24. All Aria has to do now is load another 48 samples onto the AVENIO Edge, which will again work overnight. That makes 96 samples prepared in one day. Another day done, and it's clear that automated NGS sample prep is more efficient than manual. Looks like Aria has now pooled her 144 libraries and is loading her first target enrichment run. Poor Manuel. His hands have got to be feeling some fatigue from all that repetitive motion. It does make one wonder if his samples could be suffering also. Aria, on the other hand, has walked away with confidence while the AVENIO Edge processes her samples. She is able to do more with her time, like look at bioinformatic analysis or collaborate with colleagues. It's hard to watch, really. Poor Manuel has been absolutely held back by outdated and inefficient tools, having processed only 64 libraries that are just starting target enrichment. While Aria's target enrichment run of 144 samples finished earlier today, she is now loading another library prep prior to loading the sequencer. Manuel finally gets to sequencing his first batch of 64 samples. Still, it's no comparison to Aria, who has already finished sequencing 116 samples. With this contest nearly over and Manuel's inferior manual method soundly defeated, Aria exhibits a show of good sportsmanship by showing Manuel there's a better way. She loads an end-to-end library prep and target enrichment run of 24 samples. The AVENIO Edge will work non-stop over the weekend, so these samples will be ready for sequencing come Monday morning. The numbers speak for themselves, ladies and gentlemen. With the AVENIO Edge, automated NGS sample preparation is far superior to manual methods. Reconceptualize the work week. Spend your time where it matters.